Hi, this is Lucy and welcome to a No Man's Sky build tutorial. For those that follow my Fallout 76 builds, you will know that I recently built a house based on a piece of artwork by a Japanese artist called Fuji. She has kindly given permission for me to show the image on my builds, and this is the image that inspired me. She's a very talented artist. I will put her Twitter link down below, so please check out her work. So this is Jade's Jewel. This is my personal paradise. I have not given out the address for this planet, and I have no intention of. I just wanted my own personal playground. I mean, I have some beautiful paradise planets, and I have put the addresses on my Discord. Check out mine and Vlad's Discord for Fallout 76, Valheim, Conan, ESO, 76 and No Man's Sky. We play a lot of different games. And yeah, this planet is all mine and I'm keeping it, I'm afraid. Anyway, let's get on and I will give you a tour of the build. So I think that this build is a better representation of the picture. It's much easier to build sort of rotund structures in No Man's Sky because we have triangles. You can make more realistic circles, but it is difficult to get walls around them, especially something this small. So this is the patio. These cushions are actually coloured cement bags. I made lily pads out of these mushroom caps, which I coloured green, and I shrank small floor pieces to make these stepping stones. I wanted to build a small bridge here, but I just couldn't build anything small enough, so I coloured everything using the colours from the stone set. So you can borrow colours and copy them from one object to another. So the kitchen counters and the table are all from these sort of pastel colours in the stone build set. I have a big picture window out the back so you can see the pretty trees and the water. The only working, if you don't play No Man's Sky, the only working thing here is the nutrient processor, which again I coloured pink. That is the cooker. I resized it. It's smaller than it should be. I could not get a staircase in here, so I have actually wire glitched in this ladder. There is a slight water animation when you go up, and I think that's because the feet of the ladder are actually touching the water. So, but you know, overall I'm not going to quibble about that. Again, I've used pink tones. I coloured the wooden walls by copying the colour from the stone set. I used this poster as a rug, which I thought was kind of cute in here. You have nice views all the way around and over the lake. Outside we have more stepping stones over here. I do usually manage it, although I just had to do a retake because I fell in the water. But you can breathe underwater in No Man's Sky, so it's fine because you've got a suit on. This is the bathroom. I have this hot tub. So you can sit in your hot tub, which I can't actually. I need to find a way of merging a chair in there that doesn't look silly in my opinion. And you've got the beautiful view again. This is the walk-in shower. And I have a little toilet, which is made from an oscillator and a wall panel. I mean, if you do want to just go for a swim, then you know you can. And there are sometimes fish in here, but the fish on this planet are a little bit big for this. I did actually do some underpinning here. I put some the table covers that it kind of shows through the floor, but the table covers it in the sitting room, kitchen. Oh, there we go, fishies. Up the stairs we have the bedroom in here, which again, pink. I used a lot of pink in this build. I did even use a pink light in here. And again, I've used a poster as a rug. We have our little balcony out here. And of course we have our roof garden. And I was very happy with how this turned out. Obviously I had to individually place these, so it took quite a while. I mean, to be honest, I could probably spend another 3 or 4 hours just faffing with this. It is just so pretty. I just love it. So I couldn't actually get a stream to run from over the roof, but I did colour one of the hanging plants blue to kind of, you know, as a nod to that, I guess. So I'm really happy with this build. It really encapsulated how that picture made me feel, especially doing it here on Jade. I haven't spent a lot of time here for a while, so I have another build on my first character. This is my second playthrough, and one of these days I will finish that build. It's a little town, like my Silver Desert City, but it's more kind of Japanese themed. I kind of spent a lot of time building it and then went off onto other projects and never went back, so I have to do that. So anyway, now I will show you how I built it, and I'm actually going to do it just a bit further down because the build area in No Man's Sky is pretty big, so I don't have to actually destroy this build to do it. So let's get on with it. First of all, we are going to build the foundations, the floors. Now, to do this on water, you need obviously to raise them up, so I'm using a wall. You want it a little bit higher than you think you want it, because with water in No Man's Sky, if it's too low, your character will float across it. Rather, it will sort of swim across. Now, I'm not really lining these up, but you can line them up if you want, so that they're all facing the same direction. I'm being a bit lazy today. So we've got the first one, and then we are going to do the second one. These are actually hexagons rather than octagons that I built in 76. The right hand tower is offset here by just using one square tile. We can take that off. And the little island over here was just a hexagon of the smaller triangles. Sort of the same over here. I actually, to create this walkway, these can sometimes be a bit difficult to place. So that's kind of your foundation. Obviously, I think I've had to move this out a bit further than that one. It was because of the depth of the wall. It's obviously shallower over here. If you want the steps, then I just added 2 small squares and some steps. For the lower walls, I used all the ones without the base parts. Doorway, the slot window, and the big picture window. And the same on this side. We've got a doorway on the side. I can find the right doorway. No Man's Sky is pretty good at snapping, but sometimes it's sort of the angle that you're looking at it that determines whether or not it will go in where you want it to. Can't remember if I used a plain wall at the front or not. Very easy to check. I did. Now I'm using this, I've already colorized these using, obviously, I'm using blue-grey for the lower walls. Oh, we've got critters about. None of the wildlife here is hostile, so we need to put the upper floors on. I used the wood, but I coloured it using the stone. So take a stone wall, colour it pink and grey, and then select a wood piece and it will be pink and grey. And what I might do is all of the pieces I'm going to need, oops, going to just select all these and get them out, because then I can just duplicate them in case I accident. If you come out of build mode, it clears the cache, so should be enough to keep us going for a while. Right, the next stage is to add these quarter walls. We will be switching to brick, and it's these ones. Now I've currently got them coloured pink, but because this is in the same set, we can just go blue-grey and go all the way around like so. We can add the floor for this tower now because it is slightly raised. So we are going to put triangles in. We still need a square to attach them to. Just duplicate this pink triangle. We need a small triangle to create the space for the ladder. And we are actually going to take that piece out so that we can rest the ladder up against that. We can get rid of that. Now we have the upper floor on, I will show you how to get the ladder in, and I'm afraid it is a bit of a pain. Take this wall off temporarily, and we're going to put 2 of these small floors down like so. We will need to remove this floor. Now we want a floor in the middle here, and the easiest way I have found to do this, I'm afraid it involves wire glitching. Unfortunately, these ladders will not go down without wire glitching. So we're going to trick it. Right, to get this middle point, wire glitch one of those short walls, a small one, and again to the starting point. We can remove these, take off the surplus wire, and we now have a middle point. So we are going to wire glitch a floor on there, like so. Make sure it's straight, remove the wire. Now we need the middle point. Take these off if there's a problem. It gets dark here very quickly, as you've noticed. We need the middle point of this floor piece, so wire glitch again to here. Even though you wire glitch these ladders in, they don't actually go where you glitch them. They go about 1/3 of one of these small squares back. So it is an absolute pain to get the position. We can remove that. Remove the short surplus wire again, trying to get the right one. I always have a problem with these. I quite often end up deleting. This is the wire we want. Go to the ladder. And it has to be done from this side, otherwise the ladder will be backwards because you can only climb one side. And there, your ladder should be in the right place. And yes, it did take me quite a long time to work this out. Much trial and error. And this morning I couldn't remember how I did it, so I had to go fiddle about with it again. Put your floors back. You can just duplicate the ones that you already have. That one's probably the wrong way around, but yeah, whatever. So what we're going to do is we are going to place a tile here, if we can. Come on. Like so. Take one of these and create a wire. I do struggle a bit when I'm recording because I'm using a different controller, and I'm upstairs in my bedroom with my PC recording on cloud gaming, whereas when I actually build these things I'm kind of sat downstairs on a comfy chaise lounge because one is posh. And did that connect? Yeah, so it's always a bit of a culture shock to come up here and play on this uncomfortable chair. And with this uncomfortable controller. Right, delete the spare wire so you now have a wire like this. Now what we're going to do is we are going to actually add one of these. Now I coloured all these pieces pink and grey. I don't think it matters so much on these ones, but it will later on. And then 1, 2, 3. Come on, come on. Like so, and then one like this on top. It's being very tricky today. The one thing I do notice with No Man's Sky more than any other building system is the angle that you're looking at it is really important. So just work. Oh, nearly got it. Really doesn't like stacking these. Go on. There, finally. Right. You need to remove the 2 here in the middle because we've got a stack of 4 of these. And then here is one I previously coloured, pink. Just duplicate this. And attach it, wire glitch it in to here, like so. And then you have these sort of shorter windows. The alternative, if you do not want to wire glitch, will look like this. I will show you the difference, if it will behave. You can see the height differential. It's sort of half a floor higher, basically. The reason I did it was I thought that it meant the ceiling would be too high on here. So, completely up to you though. There is nothing wrong if you want to do this, but bear in mind that the stairs will need to be... I mean, to be honest, you could probably get a whole staircase up here rather than these 2 halves if you did it that way. So it might actually be easier. Completely up to you. So, whichever way you want to do it, go around and do this on all of the other sides. So another 5 sides, I'm afraid. So once you've done that all the way around, it should look like this. I would suggest that you leave these wires. If for any reason you need to take a wall off, it's a big pain to do the whole thing again. So I left the wires right until the end. The top of this is, don't forget you need a square to start. Still need a square. Any square, anywhere. Oh, there we go. It went in. And then it... Right, we'll put one there and then there. I'm just going to duplicate the tiles from the deck. So that is that. The second tower is significantly easier, she says. We are going to just put this floor on. add some walls. I did not colour all of the walls pink, so that's going to be a pain, but that's fine. Take one of these, make it pink and grey, and as long as you don't come out of build mode, everything should keep that pink tint. To get the balcony door on, start with a half wall here and one over here, and then whichever door you want. Obviously I am using the ones without the metal on the back, on the bottom. I used this window at the back, and plain on the sides, or this side. We need another doorway on this side. Come on, go in. Now, to get those black railings, I'm going to quickly take these off. It's a colour steel again. Take a locker or any plain object that you can colour black. Take a plain wall, but take the one with the grill like this. Just place that down for a second. Oh, I can go there, that's fine. And we're going to lift it up by half. So just add a couple of... Go on. Come on. It's been a pain today. Go on. It will go on. Do this one. If you have a problem with this, just take these floors off. I don't know if that's what's causing the problem, but it seems to be. Right, then just duplicate this. Add it on top, like so. To get your black railings, take these off. And these walls should just snap over. Like so, and there you have your railings. We need these coloured pink all the way around the top of this. Just do it this way. If these won't go on like this, just do them with the full and then the two halves. The ceiling is the same, except obviously we will only be using 3. And I always forget these ceilings are the same, but obviously we're going to only be using 3. Oh, I didn't need the floor that time. The square. Take that off. The other thing we need is these half arches to create the kind of balcony awning. You can then, I seem to have lost the colour, but add one of these little short walls on like that. Oops. Sometimes when you're in camera mode, an animal will bump into you and knock you out. Next we just need to add the awning, and again I coloured this using this technique again, pink and grey. Obviously when you get knocked out of build or camera mode, actually no, if you stay in build mode you should be fine. I was going to say you lose the colour, but just made it big enough so that these kind of metal brackets sort of looked like they were attached to the wooden part. Next we need to do the staircase. I'm going to add a triangle here. Now obviously if you attach a staircase there it won't fit, so we need to add this square here, and then try and you can take the triangle out, attach a staircase to the bottom of this square here, if it will go. Sometimes it's easier from this direction. These staircases are notoriously difficult. It's also difficult because we're in a sort of quite a tight area and there are lots of snapping points. So just, you know, argue with it for a couple of hours and eventually you will get it to go in there, like so. Started a bit late in the day, so I've just waited till the next morning. Right, once you have this staircase in, take another of these small stone squares and attach it there. Now we're going to put another one of these half staircases and we're going to try and attach it to the front of this square like so. You can take that out later. Then we need a triangle and a half one of these short walls, and we are going to attach another small square. Now I have to confess I had a problem with this. It's because of this stone wall here. I can't fit this on, so I'm going to have to take the glass panel out. That is why I knew there was a reason, that's why I've left the wire there. Obviously, if you didn't do the wire glitch, you can just remove this short wall, but when the glass panel is in there, you can't actually select it. I'm going to get one of these short staircases and just can take this off and this off, and hopefully there we go, like so. And then we're going to do the same thing again, just add, it doesn't have to be on the back side, it can be on here. Another short wall, and then lift this stone panel up. It gives the stairs something to snap to. Actually, we do need to go one out. Like so. Like that. We can take that panel off. There we have our stairs up. We can take this stone panel, the floor panel here, off under those stairs. Now, obviously we can attach a couple of stone panels on the side here for the well, in theory we can. There we go. With mine, I didn't want them to come out this far. You can if you want. I just wire glitched it into the middle and then overlapped one at the top of the stairs. How I've done this before, but I'll show you again. Just the edge of this. Apparently lost the ability to wire glitch today. It's difficult because there are so many. If you have too many things conflicting and you can't see the point that you need to make, try it from the other side. I sometimes find that easier. Try and select the top wire only. This point here is going to be the middle point, so you can wire glitch in there, although it's actually looking to me, now I've done this, that just the top of the stairs is fine. But just to give yourself a bit of extra space up here. And obviously we've got a little gap, just these should. No, it won't. I thought it would just snap to the stairs and oh, there we go. Overlap. So the stairs are done, and I think the only other thing was down here just to do the walkway under the stairs. Oh! The unicat is walking on the bottom of the lake. Just carry this around the corner. These triangles. Again, you can put... They don't quite meet up. So there are a few little glitchy bits like that. Again, here I did the thing in the middle, so I just did the wire and attached it to the middle point. Oops, that went slightly the wrong place. Any gaps, just fill in. And that is pretty much it. Obviously, this one was a bit further out. If you want it right on the coast, on the edge, then rather than using a full wall to attach the, just stack up the short walls until you have it high enough to attach a floor. Check everything works. I have forgotten to refill in there. If you do take the wall out, just remember that you need to add these in like so. Take the middle two out. And then reattach your wall. Check the stairs actually work. A bit worried that yeah, I think actually this floor is slightly over. I think in this instance I clearly did not wire glitch this here. I attached it to the top of this staircase. There we go. Sometimes, because it's a few weeks before building something and actually doing the video, I actually forget. It is a bit close to the edge there, but I think it's fine. You could always add another one. Obviously, this works and we are on the top. So, I mean, I said it was easier than Fallout 76, and it is easier than Fallout 76, but that doesn't actually mean it's easier. You can clearly do pretty much all of it without wire glitching apart from the vertical ladder. But it might make it look slightly differently. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Overall, I am really happy with this. I think that this build, kind of as I said earlier, encapsulates the feeling of Fuji's image. So that is pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Thank you again to Fuji. Please check out her work on Twitter. That's all from me today. Thank you for watching.